In this video, we're going to go and do a really quick overview of a typical process that you might use in a sales department. We're not going to cover every single aspect of the system with relation to CRM, but I just want to kind of touch on some of the highlights of things that you may or may not know the system does, and how to utilize those features to quickly get through your day. So the first thing is, from a sales department standpoint, is we're going to actually be using the sales department module. And so for that, we're just going to click on sales department, and that's going to give us a list of contacts, units, and reports over here on the left. And you'll also notice that we've got a little dashboard here for our scheduled callbacks, our correspondences that we've already made, and then any opportunities that we actually have open at that particular point in time. Now, clicking on any of these icons will actually open up the detail. So from here, we can see how far along in the process we got. You can see that if you point to those items and let the mouse sit for a second, it'll actually tell you verbally how far we got. You can see here we can view interested units for that particular customer that may have been defined. We can also log a call from this screen if we want to. Over here at the right, we've got the ability to view the contact record very quickly. Again, logging a call and viewing the topic history on this particular customer to see what we have discussed and how far along we've gotten. So the dashboard gives me a really quick overview of what I have done today, which are my correspondences made, and then what I've got scheduled to do for that particular day, along with my quick opportunities. Now, in addition to this, if we go over here to contacts, anytime that we're working with a contact, we need to find the contact that we're looking for. Now, you do have the ability to start doing a face-to-face, for example, or you start logging a telephone call before you actually know who the customer is. But at some point, we've got to find the customer or create a new customer record for that contact to make sure that all of the information is being logged for them so that we can get back with them in the future. In order to do this, there's a couple things that you want to make sure that you're doing. You'll notice, first of all, over here on the left, there's no add new contact control. And the reason for that is because you should always try to find the customer you're working with before you create a new one. So the concept of creating dummy records to be able to log information to really should be completely disposed of. We do not want to create a bunch of junk in the system to just start tracking telephone calls and face-to-face things. If you don't know who you're talking to, there really is no point in logging anything in the system. So at some point, we want to get an email address, a phone number, really an email address or a phone number, or the whole thing is pointless. An address might be okay, but really a phone number or email address, if you don't have that, there really is no point in even logging what you're doing in the first place. So to locate a customer on this control, we do have the ability to go up here to advanced and get into quite a bit of extra stuff. We're going to stay out of that for this particular video. And so I can locate, for example, an SI or a SMTI. This is dynamically locating a customer that's last name starts with SM and the first name starts with TI to find the customer that we're looking for. We can very quickly drill into the contact record before we select them to make sure that we actually have the one that we're looking for. And then the magnifying glass actually allows us to select it. Now, the primary point here is that you can use this control to put in the little bitty pieces of what you know about that particular customer to locate who you're looking for very quickly. You don't have to know exactly how to spell their last name or their first name. You can usually find them pretty quickly with just a little bit of information. So we're going to select this customer, and a couple things that you'll notice. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go back over here. You'll notice when I click on locate contact again, it still has my parameters that I had up here earlier. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at page 2, and I'm going to select this particular customer. The reasons because we've already got some opportunities and stuff being logged for them. So very quickly we can see that we've actually got a number of opportunities that are being run for this particular customer, and we can see who the sales rep is for each of those opportunities and how far along in the opportunity that we've gotten. You'll notice that the little interested units icon here has a green box around it. That lets me know that there are interested units related to that particular opportunity. This opportunity here has actually been flagged as hot. So this is one that we definitely don't want to lose track of. So just at a glance, we can kind of see that, we've got quite a bit going on with this particular customer, and we've got the ability to take a look at it very quickly. Now, in addition to that, you'll notice that there is a little note icon up here at the top, and it's red. If I happen to locate a customer that is not red, it'll be a light color gray. That tells me there's no sales note there. But in the case where it actually shows up red, it's telling me that I have some important information that I might want to keep about this customer, or I might want to review. So this note field is there for keeping track of, kids, family information, business information, things that are going to help me to connect with this customer quickly to be able to try to close the deal. So I don't want to have to go read a bunch of correspondence in order to get a real quick overview of who this customer is and what he's about, in order for me to get that relationship going with him quickly. I don't want to tell him to wait a minute while I go read 14 call logs to try to figure out what he's actually here for or who he is. So the sales note is a very useful tool to use if you want to. Now you'll also notice up here at the top, I've got all the customer's information, his email, his phone number. I've got interested or owned units that he already owns. That's quickly accessible here. We have the ability to look at lead sources so that we can actually add another lead source. Maybe he came in a year ago based on a billboard, and now he's coming in from a cold call that we made. That gives me the ability to keep up with that pretty quickly. And then over here on the left, you actually have your automated correspondences. Maybe you have an automated correspondence that every lead that comes in, you set them up on a initial lead correspondence automation thing that actually sends them emails for the next couple days, checking in with them. So you have the ability to do that as well very quickly. Now, from up here at the top, we have our sales profile, which gives us information about that particular customer, custom fields that we've added to the system that we want to keep track of, and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and log a new correspondence with this customer. And you'll notice that we have the ability to do face-to-face. There's also email, and then we've got logging a call. Now, in this particular case, I'll log a call. They work pretty much the same way. I'm going to tell this is a sales outgoing call that we're going to make. And so the system brings up a list of current topics that we have. Now, in Lizzy, we treat every process as a topic. So in other words, I may have a topic that we're looking for a particular unit, and I may have another topic that he's in here for to get his bike serviced or whatever it happens to be. So a topic is a single thing that allows me to group all emails, face-to-face, telephone calls, everything to that individual topic. And so instead of having to look through a correspondence log that's mixed in with special order calls and service ticket calls and all this other stuff, this gives me the ability to actually link everything to a particular topic and keep all of that sales process, all of my notes together to be able to quickly review them. Now, to choose one of these topics, all I'm going to do is choose the little link here, or I can click on the topic and see a list of all of the notes and things that have been logged for that particular topic. So we'll just select it. You'll notice over here that we have, again, it's highlighted for viewing interested units because on that particular topic, someone had logged or I had logged interested units on them. You'll also notice that currently they're tagged as a hot lead. And you'll notice up here that we're at the formal introduction progress level. Now, there are opportunities that show up on our activity panel for every contact that we have an opportunity set for. Now, the progress level is what determines whether or not a contact is an opportunity. So if I have a customer that I'm working with, they're kicking tires, I don't think I'm getting anywhere with them. They're just in here, wasting my time. I'm not really going to put in here, I'm not going to set them as a lead. I'm not going to set them up that we did a demo. I'm just not going to set a progress level on them. And as a result, I'm not going to have them getting treated as an opportunity. As soon as I set a progress level on them, I am telling the system that I'm interested in keeping up with this customer, and this is how far along in the conversation we got. And at that particular point, Lizzy will activate the opportunity processes. So she'll start keeping them separated from all of the tire kickers. So there really is nothing here to specify whether something's an opportunity or not. It quite literally is, am I tracking progress levels? And if I am, it's going to treat them as an opportunity. Now, I can get rid of an opportunity by coming up here and telling it that it is not an opportunity, or I can resolve the topic. So a topic by default is going to get resolved. If you go log a call, that call is going to have the resolve checkbox checked. But if I tag something as a progress level, which activates the opportunity process, it is going to unresolve the call because we need to keep this thing going. At some point when we get down the line and we determine that it's no longer active, then we can check the resolve button. All of our information's still there. We can see how far in the progress level we got, but it's no longer going to show up on our opportunity list because we've killed it, basically. Now, you do have the ability to go back and reactivate it if that happens to be the case. So it's pretty interactive as far as keeping up with this stuff. The probability of closing and the close date, none of this stuff is required, but it does give you reporting to tell the sales manager how likely you think it is that you're going to close the deal and when the customer is actually looking to close the deal. You down here in the call log itself, we have the ability to choose who we're speaking with and then put in the details about what it is that we're talking about. And again, because we link this to our other topic, it's going to actually be included in that topic's information. You have the ability to transfer the call to another sales rep. You can also schedule a callback, and based on a previous video, you have the ability to have Lizzy automatically scheduling your callbacks. So in that case, there's no reason for me to schedule anything. Lizzy's going to do it for me, but it really is dependent on how far in the progress level we got as to when it's actually going to schedule that callback. The other thing that's nice about Lizzy is you'll notice that if I click off of the control, it'll actually close it. But over here on the left, it's telling me that I'm logging a call for that particular customer. So it gives me the ability to actually go over, and we'll stick to the sales department, to go over here and to create a quote. So let's say that I'm going to do a new quote for the customer. I'm going to use the current contact that we're talking with, and we're going to start putting in and this is just a sales note that you can put in, and then we're going to start putting unit information and working a deal. So one of the really nice things about Lizzy CRM is that we also have all the financing and F&I controls built into it. So if you're wanting to do a quick quote in Lizzy, you can actually do that while you're doing your sales tracking. And that quote will actually be there for the finance, for the managers, for the trade-in people, the service department. Everybody can actually review that deal that you've got going on. And then down at the bottom, you actually have the ability to print your forms and that kind of thing if you're using it. So the Lizzy CRM, if you only are using the Lizzy CRM product, you don't have the ability to actually cash any of these deals out, but you do have the ability to go in and create the deals, create the quotes, do the quick quotes, set up your menu sales, all of the things that you can do in the full version of Lizzy, you can also do here. If you have the full version of Lizzy where you're actually doing all your inventory and accounting and everything else with Lizzy, then you also have the ability to have real-time information, to unit information, to service history, to tons of other things that you may not have if you're only using the CRM product. But you do have quite a bit of functionality here built into these deals that you don't get with any other CRM product that's on the market. Now now that I've done this quote, I'm gonna click back over here because he's given me a little bit more information that I want to also log in my call log. So I'm gonna go ahead and click this back open, and then we're gonna add some more details to our call, and then we're gonna click back over here and we're gonna continue working with him. So the system allows me to interactively move between that call log and whatever it is that we're doing in the system to make the experience as quick and fluid as possible. I'm not having to close a call and go back and reopen it to add notes. Everything is being tracked in real time. And also everyone else in the company that's using the CRM product, they actually have the ability to come down here and view and process and see every single sales rep and who they're on the telephone with and who they're working. So the system has, quite a bit of functionality built in for communicating back and forth between everyone that's in the department. So I'm going to go back over here to the sales department. We're going to open up our call log again. We can continue doing what we're doing. I'm just going to go ahead and tell it to hang up this call because except this time, let's say that we actually got to a demo ride. And so we're going to hang up the call. Now, Lizzy, this is a post wizard. I'm just going to skip past it. So Lizzy is tracking not only how far we got in the progress level, but how long it took to go from one level to the next level. So we can actually at any time track how long it took to go from the initial contact all the way to closing the deal, as well as how many contacts did we have that we started and we only got up to a certain point. So there's quite a bit of reporting and functionality that's built in here that is being generated as you're using the system to process this stuff. Now, if we take another look up here in contacts, we also have the ability to locate interested units and to view correspondence with this particular customer. So the correspondence gives me the open opportunities that we have, and then clicking the little icon here, we can drill into the detail that's been logged about that particular opportunity. We can quickly close the opportunities if we want to. We can review the stats. We can change the information by hitting the edit button here, and it'll allow me to change my progress level. So the view correspondence gives me quite a bit of information. Locate interested units gives me the ability to locate other customers that may be trading a unit in that maybe this customer is interested in purchasing. So the search allows me to both search for this customer's information as well as other customers that may be wanting to trade information that we can quickly take a look at. If we go down to our unit section, we have the ability to locate quotes. So if I did a locate quote and told it the current contact, it'll open up all of the quotes that have been generated for this particular customer, and then I can open up the one that I'm interested in. The system tracks rebate information, that kind of stuff. This is a notice that's letting me know that the rebate information's changed since the last time I opened this deal. So from here, we can view the deal information. We can edit the unit. We can look at documentation, literature, model information, all of that kind of stuff that's been generated for this particular model number. We've got the ability to view and edit the rebates, job templates. We can create service jobs and things that are going to need to be done in order to get this work done. So again, quite a bit of information in here related to these deals and the things that we can do. We can also generate quick quotes. And the other videos that I'll be doing will be going into more specific information on these individual things. So this video is really just giving you a really quick overview. So the primary point that you need to kind of take home here is that from the sales department, each sales rep actually has the ability to track every single customer that they're working and all of the information that they need to collect for them, all of the unit information, their deal information, pretty much everything in Lizzy to be able to be used, especially if you're actually using the full Lizzy BMS system. You have the ability to push that information directly into the cell of the process without duplicating any of the work or selecting any of the units or trades or any of the other stuff. So it's a full system to help with managing the CRM department. The other thing that I wanted to mention really quickly is if you go to the home screen, if you happen to be the sales manager, you have the ability to see each of your sales reps and how many deals they've got open, all of the information about them. You can click on them and actually see the deals and the things that they've got going. You can also see that there's 32 open topics up here that don't have a progress level on them. So that's telling me that a sales rep started a call or started a face-to-face with a customer, and they didn't set the progress level on that particular customer. So perhaps it needs to be resolved because they didn't think they were going to get anywhere with that customer, or whatever, but we need to go and review those and either resolve them or set a progress level depending on what the situation was. So it gives me the ability to make sure that we're not losing any of that information. So from the sales management side, we have the reporting and the dashboards and the things that allow me to keep up with all of my sales reps to make sure that they're doing their jobs and that they're performing at the level that we need to be performing.